SICW brings you the Purple Haze with Kevin Sullivan versus Flanagan inside the steel cage, a battle behind bars.
Wrestling fundraiser for wounded Dupont Police Sergeant Pat Carrier.
Saturday, June 3rd, Belleville, Illinois. Bell time 7 p.m. It's a battle behind bar in a steel cage main event.
Get your tickets now.
Don't miss it. The SICW Battle Behind Bar. Get your tickets now at SICW.org.
Herb, and we talk about the need for this fundraiser and how it's affected Sergeant Carrier, but it also affects his family. And you were able to catch up with Sergeant Carrier's wife, Donna, to talk about just how everything went and why the need exists to help there.
Well, and I don't think any of us can imagine unless somebody's been in that situation. And you'll see on this interview, I expressed that I can't even begin to feel what was going through her mind and her daughter's mind. So let's take a listen to that just for a few moments.
Good day, and once again coming back to you as I do periodically. You saw the video that we had posted earlier with Sergeant Pat Carrier of the Dupont Police Department. Told you just a brief overview of that terrible day on February the 26th where he was actually shot in the line of duty, and just kind of gave you a little synopsis of what's going on in his life right now since that terrible day. And today I thought it would be just good and fitting to introduce you to his better half, Donna. Donna, I'm glad that you could take a few moments out today just to kind of let our viewers that we're going to be asking to help in this situation what it meant on that day, February the 26th, when you started getting those calls. Can you kind of just tell them what happened?
Well, like he said, he had came home for lunch. He had been here about 30 minutes. He had only been gone from the house maybe 15. And I got a phone call from my mom saying, "Are you at home?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Are you alone?" And I said, "Yeah." "Why?" She said, I'm getting calls from people in Dupont that there's a Dupont officer that's been shot." And I'm like, well, it can't be him. He just left here. And then I thought, wait, it's Sunday. There's only one of them on duty. It's got to be him. So I said, I got to go. I dropped everything, grabbed my bag, out the door I ran, got on the phone with all three of our daughters. And I said, fan out, follow the police cars, follow ambulances, just fan out, all three of you, and tell me where to go, because we didn't know where it was. And I came over the Dupont Bridge, looked to the left, and it was complete. It was nothing I'd ever seen. It looked like a massacre had occurred. I've never seen so many police cars in my life. And I got to the bottom of the bridge. I turned right in front of the subway, got out of the car, and I just ran. I ran as far as the police would let me run. And all I could hear them saying was, there was someone shot and someone dead, and you can't go down there. So I didn't know which one, if he was shot, dead. So I turn around, start running back the other way, and then I see my youngest sister and her husband running towards me. And they're yelling, it's Pat, it's Pat. So probably for the next hour, I don't remember anything. I don't remember the drive to the hospital. The only thing I remember is getting into the room, the trauma room, when they were getting ready to take him to surgery, and they said, you've got about 1 minute to say what you want to say. He says that I ask, why did he shoot you? I don't remember asking that, but in my mind, I'm thinking it's a nice Sunday afternoon. Who's out shooting people? Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. And probably 3 in the morning, maybe, I got to see him for the first time then. They had him intubated, which was terrifying. I had a chaplain and Chief Plew took me in together because I fell apart. Then they brought the daughters in. They fell apart. And we stayed. I basically lived there for the first 3 days until we knew that he was out of the woods at least. So, but that night we had officers there from St. Louis City, County. Some had been on duty all day, worked 12 hours, and stayed until the next morning. It was crazy.
Well, and that just, if you just think back in your mind what you just heard Donna mention, that she, in just a moment, she had to see her husband before they were taking him to surgery. Hadn't seen him since he left home from lunch that afternoon. And then the terrible thing happens, and then when she gets to the hospital, she only has 1 minute to go in there and be with him. And that can happen to anybody that's in our law enforcement profession. And I know I keep saying that over and over, but I think sometimes our men and women who put that badge on every day don't get the respect or the thoughts that they should. And that just when you said that, just that quick, it happens. You know, if something would have went wrong in surgery, you had 1 minute to spend with him.
Yeah.
You know, she's at home that afternoon, cooks him lunch, leaves. She has no thought of anything like that going to happen. The 3 daughters, you know, they're out running around trying to find out where it's at, and then she's there for an hour before she gets the information. And of course, that's natural because it was a very, very active crime scene, and not just one, but there was multiple crime scenes there that day. But so I tell you that just to let you know what Donna has went through, what the family has went through on this journey that I keep talking about. From the first time I think I talked with you after a few days, and Chief Plew and I had talked, and I knew we wanted to help and get involved. I told you then it was going to be a long journey, and that we were going to do everything we could to make sure you're not on that journey by yourself. And that's what we're doing here today. And each and every one of you that are watching this, I hope there's a lot of you out there, you'll share it, especially throughout St. Clair County, Madison County, over into St. Louis, because, just like that day, there were police officers that showed up from Missouri. They came from Edwardsville. They came from all over when that call went out. And that's not going to be the last time that happens. We wished it was. But we have to be able to help our men and women in our law enforcement and our EMS, our firefighters, when the need comes. We wish it would never, ever, ever happen again, but it's just, we know it will. But as long as each and every one of you know that now is the time to step up and help support this fundraiser. It's going to be on June the 3rd at the Belle Fairgrounds in Belleville, Illinois. We want to raise a lot of funds to help the family because Sergeant Carrier is going to have some rehab he's got to go through. He may not get his use of his arm back to 100%. Hopefully he does. But the mental strain that this puts on not only him but his wife, his family, is going to be just something they have to deal with. And they shouldn't have to be worried about any other things until they can get their lives put back together. Because I'm sure it's been a rocky road.
It's been awful.
Yeah, and it's
horrible.
put it mildly, I'll bet.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. You've heard from Donna, and we're going to be talking to a few of the other family members as we approach that big day, June 3rd. Like we said earlier, it will be fun. Bring the kids out. Bring the family out. There'll be a lot more information coming out about this over the next couple of weeks. We have formed a committee of local police departments. The fire departments are helping out. We want to make this a big, big event to where Sergeant Carrier doesn't have to worry about some of those trivial things right now. We want him to concentrate on getting better. We want him to get healed up, because when he heals up, the family will heal up, and they can get back to some sense of normal life that they were used to before that February 26th date. So you stay tuned to SICW or to my page. They tell me I'm the easiest guy to find on Facebook, and we will keep you informed as this journey takes up leading to June 3rd. Thank you very much.